Hey Olivia, hope you had a good day. Sorry I'm getting this posted a little later than usual, but better late than never. So today I traded GTEC and WISA. So GTEC looked pretty strong, had a lot of good volume up above the VWAP. These were some daily levels. It kind of pulled back. Um, I hadn't really seen anything else at the moment that I liked, so I decided to go ahead and try a long position, and I bought as it was breaking the high here, and it popped up for a split second and then just flushed right down. So I got out, and that was a bad trade, and I think it was like a 7% risk, so higher than what I normally would risk, but good trade to be taken in paper, I guess. So after that big red volume and tap of VWAP, I started to flip interest and looking at it for a short. Um, so I went ahead and got in right here about 456. Broke through the VWAP with decent volume. Had good follow through. And I went ahead and covered as it was kind of basing out on the level 2. I don't know why I tried to go for another short here thinking it might go lower. That was short-sighted and not a good trade, and I stopped out really quick. But yeah, that was something with today. I definitely overtraded, but yeah, everything still ended up being okay. Um, and with this, I haven't taken a long position in a couple weeks, but this was up like 50%, and I thought it looked pretty good for a long setup, but I guess not. And I just was a little impatient. I probably should have risked this position up until this level and not got out so fast, but didn't take any trades until I think when the market opened. So it had broken through the VWAP and was really struggling in this area. So on market open, I feel like when something like that happens, usually it can take a pretty good pop back down, and but I keep a tight stop on a position like that. So this next candle that broke through the high there, I went ahead and cut my loss, and then ended up being a good thing because throughout the rest of the day, this thing just ripped. But the other stock was WISA. This one had decent news from an investor standpoint, but I mean, both these stocks were really small caps, I think, or floats. I think WISA was 7.7 million and GTEC was 1 million. So this seemed like pretty decent news because I think it was merging or something advanced with their sales, but I liked all this red volume coming off the high. Hadn't quite got up to this daily level yet, so I got in right before the VWAP. I added as it was breaking through the low of that candle there. It did not follow through, and then I started getting nervous that it was going to retest the VWAP and possibly go through. So I cut my losses right up in this area. But I think there was a really big seller, and as it popped back down, I got back in as it broke the VWAP. And I added as it was getting close to this low here. So these are just those weird 8 o'clock candles. I mean, I'd say with real money, I probably still would not trade this time zone, but I mean, the actual price was right in this area. So I mean, I probably would be looking to stop out if it got much higher than this. But I mean, those were just up for a second. I don't fully understand what's going on in these candles because I don't think if you set any limit orders, they would actually fill in those. I think they would still only execute in this line here, but I was holding through all this consolidation here, and I started covering as it was getting into these lows here. So I think I covered half, and then I got back in for full position. And I went ahead and stopped as I got close to the VWAP. So here's where I started to overtrade. They were good trades, but I mean, I got a little pulled into the momentum, but it's kind of hard to really explain the basis of these trades because those first few minutes, I mean, they have huge candles, but you really have to see them in the moment to explain the entries and exits. But I mean, that was a winner. That was a winner. Definitely was topping out here. Got in. Kind of regretted adding at this low position, but I was thinking it might have pulled down faster. I should have slowed down and probably added as it was finding some resistance up here. And this was me being greedy. I probably should have covered down in here, especially with all this consolidation on this daily level. And the good news, I was kind of thinking that it could end up popping up after here, and it did. So I cut the loss there, and that was my last trade because I'd already traded too many times, and I'd given back some profits. But I think I ended up green 3%. But I'd say, I mean, with real money and as much as I traded, I probably would be. It probably would have been a red day net, but it was still an okay day. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.